one of the most important markets in our sales of fine pictures, prints and sculptures is the modern British market, and we thought we'd have a little chat about some of the artists that come up regularly in our sales. And a lot of them, of course, come from the St Ives region or went down to St Ives and created St Ives School, didn't they?
I think they were very inspired, particularly by the landscape, the beautiful light,
Yep.
And the unspoilt nature, really, of what they found there. A lovely relief from
Yes.
London and
away from the urban landscape, isn't it?
Yeah, the hurly-burly. So yeah, I mean, Barbara Hepworth, mainly known for sculptures, beautiful forms, naturalistic forms, and she had her studio there, and you can still visit it today.
Yep.
Which is
it's worth having a visit, actually.
It really
the gardens
is.
are full of her sculptures, aren't
Yeah, you really get a feel of her inspiration.
Yeah.
For the Cornish landscape down there.
And so who came after, so in the second wave of artists?
So in the 50s, there was a second wave of artists that moved down there, and that includes people like Terry Frost, who is very distinctive with his beautiful bright colours.
Yep.
He's a great printmaker as well as a painter. And yeah, those sell very well, very popular.
And they're all quite abstract. The Hepworths and the Terry Frosts, they're all, they're not necessarily scenes of St Ives, but it's that kind of vibe that the place gives that gives them that kind of inspiration to do their work, isn't it?
And it's exactly right. Like we had recently, didn't we, that lovely painting by Peter Lanyon, another one that moved down there and absolutely fell in love with the landscape. And particularly once he took up his gliding and he could see it from above, and that really informed his art, didn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And so there's other artists who would go down to Cornwall, not necessarily St Ives, but there's artists like Bridget Riley, for example, who was inspired from the beaches, wasn't she? By using her geometric shapes.
Yeah, that's right, with the sort of ripples that are left in the sand when the tide comes out. And I think she holidayed there every summer as a child. And again, she, I think, moves between London, Cornwall and France. Definitely the light again and the colours.
Yes.
That's all very inspirational.
Yes. And of course the colours came along later on.
Yes, that's right.
Didn't they? So,
yeah. Another artist that we sold that is very much rooted into the landscape of East Anglia actually did paint his first picture in Cornwall, in St Ives, and that was Cedric Morris. So that's something I didn't know.
Yes, you wouldn't have thought of it, would you?
Not really.
I mean, you associate him with France and East Anglia and London, but not necessarily St Ives and Cornwall.
That's right.
But,
So he didn't stay there, but once he established his lovely art school eventually in Benton End, that's where he
absolutely, and the school that he set up there,
and his lovely gardens. That's what he was most
and of course he's not so much abstract. I mean, he's very much kind of much more realistic in his images, isn't it?
Right.
But it's just the quality of them is extraordinary.
And again, colour is such an important part.
And back to the colour again, yes, absolutely. So if you recognise any of the names that we've talked about today, and you might have a print or a painting of any of these artists, please do get in touch with us. You can do that either through our website or directly over the telephone or through an email. Send us some pictures and we'll be in touch with you.